8 things revealed at Survivor Series 2021. WWE Survivor Series 2021 is officially in the history books, and the show is going to earn plenty of mixed reviews. Although the matches themselves were quite good, the overall outcomes have left a sour taste in the mouths of fans, especially since a certain Brahma Bull didn't show up. With that in mind, here are 8 things WWE revealed at Survivor Series 2021. With Big E bested, Roman Reigns' future is certain. As expected, Survivor Series 2021 ended with WWE Champion Big E facing Universal Champion Roman Reigns in the final dual-branded match of the night. The match itself had little impact in terms of brand supremacy, as Raw was 5-1 ahead by the main event, and the concept wasn't even mentioned when the two faced off. In yet another classic champion versus champion bout, Reigns walked away the victor, but Big E didn't make it easy on the Tribal Chief. Big E had to move to Raw to become WWE Champion, but right now it feels like he's the only person who could possibly dethrone him, which means SmackDown's top star is safe for the time being. Their match had a WrestleMania main event feel to it, and the Brooklyn crowd rightfully came alive for the war between the two powerhouses. It's worth noting that before the match, Kayla Braxton told Paul Heyman that Brock Lesnar's suspension is coming to an end, meaning the Beast could be back very soon. In a few weeks, the Staples Center will host SmackDown, and Lesnar has vowed to buy a ringside ticket for the show, but the question now is whether he'll attend as a suspended fan or a fully fledged superstar. Of course, WWE could scrap the whole Lesnar ticket angle entirely now that his suspension is coming to an end, and it seems like the Beast is back on the hunt for the Universal title. Big E won't be in any conversations regarding the gold, as he'll spend the rest of his 2021 in a feud with Seth Rollins and possibly Kevin Owens, whose WWE contract is rapidly ticking away. As for Reigns, his future is clear: Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 38 in what'll be their third main event at the Show of Shows. Despite the hopes of fans, The Rock didn't appear at Survivor Series, further putting to bed any rumors that it'll be The Rock versus Reigns in Dallas next April. There's always the chance of Rock Reigns for WrestleMania 39, which will take place in Hollywood in 2023, but after last night, the head of the table has a date with the Beast incarnate. Survivor Series was one big movie trailer. Survivor Series is considered one of WWE's biggest pay-per-views of the year, but this year's show wasn't all about wrestling. Instead, much of the show was about promoting Red Notice, The Rock's latest film streaming now on Netflix. Before the show even began, Vince McMahon made a rare public appearance, clutching a replica golden egg that features in the film. Given that the egg received a huge round of applause from those backstage, it was clear that WWE was all in on promoting the new film, and that continued when Survivor Series got underway. The opening package for Survivor Series featured just as much focus on the new film as it did the superstars, in what was a strange way to start the show. Although fans expected some focus on The Rock, we didn't think Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds would have as much prominence as Big E or Roman Reigns, as last night's event was just as much a trailer for Red Notice than a WWE event. Rick Boogs has outlived his usefulness. Survivor Series 2021's kickoff show saw the first interpromotional match of the night as Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura faced United States Champion Damian Priest. Two of WWE's most talented main roster performers, the pair unsurprisingly had an impressive match, but the commentary team seemed far more interested in the antics of Rick Boogs. Not only did Boogs perform Nakamura's entrance theme before the match, but he also performed sporadically during the match, much to the apathy of the crowd. These antics entertained Pat McAfee, Jimmy Smith, and Byron Saxton, but the crowd were far less impressed, as Boogs' playing didn't get much of a reaction from the audience other than a murmur. The only time these performances got anything close was during a spot when Boogs used his music to rally a downed Nakamura, which marked the beginning of the end of the match. After rallying Nakamura, Boogs' performance caused Priest to snap, and after destroying the guitar and using the remnants to attack Nakamura, the US champion was disqualified. Starting the Raw vs. SmackDown feud with a DQ finish was a unique way to start the show, and while Boogs may have entertained the announcers, his antics are continuing to take away from the talented King of Strong Style. Given that Raw earned 5 consecutive wins on the main card, it was probably right for Nakamura to get the win, even if it came via DQ. It was interesting to see Priest snap like he did, and after a similar heel turn being teased in a Raw bout against T-Bar, it looks like the US champion will be the Red Brand's next top heel. Survivor Series and the overuse of Bogs was a black mark on an otherwise incredible year, and we'll have to see how long WWE hold off pulling the trigger on a fully fledged heel turn. WWE has kept the door open for Lynch Flair too. When Survivor Series main show got started, they did so in a huge way with unquestionably the most personal story of the night. The problems between Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, both on and off screen, were well documented during the night, and the two were able to keep things professional. It was an interesting move to start the show with this match, but WWE must have known that they'd start the night with a bang, having a hard-hitting match. Those within the industry would call the match stiff or snug, as the pair were far rougher than their usual style, which told an incredible story. Both men could be heard audibly cursing at each other, and despite the bright lights, huge arena, and Britney Spears-inspired outfit Lynch donned for the match, this showdown was very reminiscent of what fans would have seen back in the territory days. Without battling into the crowd or using any foreign objects, these two women told a story that won over the crowd, in what was the most convincing match of the night. In the days running up to Survivor Series, it had been reported that WWE were planning a controversial finish, and while the screwjob fans expected didn't happen, the end of the match was far from clean. In the finish, Flair held the ropes while pinning Lynch and was spotted by the ref breaking the rules. That same referee didn't spot Lynch holding the ropes with a roll-up of her own, giving the man a long-awaited victory over the Queen. But why did Lynch win this way? Well, the answer is that WWE wanted to protect Flair without doing too much damage to her, and there was really no other rightful winner than the man. Since her return, Lynch has only continued to gain momentum, and WWE made the right call giving her a win last night, even if it wasn't the cleanest. Even after the match, the story continued to be told, as Lynch has a passionate backstage interview where she admitted she got emotional watching the video packages. She added, "To see where we came from, to where we are now, and the hatred going on out there, it's so sad. That's somebody I loved so much, I trusted with my life." This finish also sets up a rematch down the line, and it remains to be seen whether WWE will wait until WrestleMania to have the inevitable rematch after a hard-hitting Survivor Series opener. McAfee takes aim at AEW. Before the men's Survivor Series match, the commentary team gave their usual talk about bragging rights and brand supremacy, but Pat McAfee had an interesting line that got fans talking. When comparing Raw to SmackDown, McAfee said that dominance is decided in the ring and had the interesting line, "Ratings can't be the only thing you talk about." Many on social media took this as a shot at AEW, as Tony Khan has never shied away from touting his company's success in the ratings, specifically in the 18 to 49 demographic, and McAfee only added more speculation when he referred to Austin Theory as a, quote, "young buck." It's entirely possible that McAfee's lines had nothing to do with AEW and he was genuinely speaking about WWE and nothing else, but after years of jibes from AEW at McMahon's company, fans were quick to read into Pat's line. The men's Survivor Series match advanced the WWE title picture. For the men's Survivor Series match, many fans thought the bout would be a clean sweep for Raw, as the Red Brand boasted 4 former world champions in Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Bobby Lashley, as well as the impressive Austin Theory. Raw did win the match, but it didn't come easy, as Kevin Owens walked out on his team, leaving Raw a man down. At one point, Drew McIntyre looked like he'd carry Team SmackDown to victory, but he was counted out alongside Lashley, protecting both men from being pinned. Ultimately, the match saw Jeff Hardy and Seth Rollins go one-on-one, and after countering the Swanton Bomb with his knees, Rollins delivered a stomp to give Team Raw another win. Rollins as the sole survivor was a great decision given that he's the #1 contender for the WWE Championship and can now brag about winning last night, unlike Big E. Meanwhile, Jeff could be pushed in the Universal title picture, even though he'd only be a placeholder feud for Roman Reigns before he faces Brock Lesnar. For all the impressive logic and storytelling in this match, though, there were just as many gaps in logic, as we're questioning why Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, who were at war earlier this year, are now happy enough to team together without even a tense stare-down. We can't help but wonder if WWE could have done more with Owens, who is one of Big E's most bitter rivals, rather than him walk out of the show, not to be seen for the rest of the night. There was also no reward for Raw winning at Survivor Series either, and with the rosters being shaken up just a few weeks ago, it's not like the majority of the superstars had a particular loyalty to their brand. From the next year onwards, this brand versus brand concept really needs to stop, as it's only hurting WWE's ability to tell consistent stories. WWE has big plans for Omos. On paper, the 25-man dual-branded Battle Royal seemed destined for the pre-show, but in a rare move, this match happened on the main show itself. A 25-man match to mark the 25 years since The Rock's debut, superstars from both Raw and SmackDown competed for bragging rights, but it was Omos who literally stood tall above them all. Eliminating 12 people and last eliminating Ricochet, the match was solely built around pushing the former Raw Tag Team Champion, and on Twitter, Dave Meltzer called the match just the Omos Show. Interestingly, this big win comes just weeks after WWE considered splitting Omos and AJ Styles in the most recent draft, and while the pair were one of the few teams to stay together, WWE is fully on board with Omos, even if he didn't win a lifetime supply of Pizza Hut dishes for winning. Before the Battle Royal began, the commentators spoke about whether the winner would be spoken of 25 years later like The Rock, and if WWE keep pushing Omos like this, that could be the case in 2046. The chaos of the Women's Survivor Series match. By the time of the Women's Survivor Series match, SmackDown was down 4-1 against Raw, but the match started positive, with Toni Storm eliminating Carmella. For much of the match, SmackDown was on the offense, as all but one of the final 5 people in the match were from SmackDown, with Bianca Belair being the sole woman for the Red Team. Fortunately for the EST, the chaotic Team SmackDown imploded as Shotzi and Sasha Banks fought, and Shayna Baszler, of all people, had to be the voice of reason. Ultimately, Banks was counted out, which was a botch on the referee's behalf, as there were several points where the boss was clearly in the ring enough to break the count. A brief CM Punk chant didn't help the match either, but it was saved by Belair, who WWE hasn't given up on despite her SummerSlam loss. Fans had worried after losing to Becky Lynch in seconds and failing to regain her title that Belair was destined to be the latest NXT call-up WWE has dropped the ball with, but if WWE can keep up their momentum with Belair, the EST could easily be the first 2-time Women's Royal Rumble winner. So that was Survivor Series 2021, a mixed show that had everything from Netflix movies to in-ring action to an allegedly $100 million egg supposedly belonging to Cleopatra. That egg went missing during a segment between Sonya Deville, Adam Pearce, and Mr. McMahon, and WWE is set to conduct an investigation starting on tonight's Raw. When fans say they wish for long-term storytelling, a missing egg is probably not what they had in mind, but what did you think of Survivor Series 2021? Let us know in the comments below. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.